Good evening, all. Sorry for apologies for the delay. With us, Salty Sharks head coach Sean Everitt. The floor is open for questions.
Sean, hard lines there. The Sharks had quite a few promising moments in that game, but then a lot of basic errors and turnovers. Is that just because they're not used to having so little time and space as they did today?
Yeah, I think, Ken, we're a bit disappointed with the error rate of some of the individuals in the team. But in saying that, I think there was a lot of good to take out of the game. We did put them under pressure, but I think we just don't have enough patience with the ball, and we've got to respect the ball. And at this level, when you're playing against international rugby players, there will be consequences for the mistakes that you make. One just has to go to the start of the game where we had 2 try-scoring opportunities where the passes were inaccurate. And maybe we could have had 14 points on the board. And I think holding on to the ball in the opposition half in the second half, we just got a little bit clumsy there and paid the price for it with long-range tries from the turnovers that we gave to the opposition. But in saying that, they are a very good team defensively. But at the end of the day, we've got to take our learnings from this and get better.
Nathan, followed by F side, I think it is.
Hi, Sean. Unlucky with the result. Yes, the Lions had international players. What would the work-ons be going forward, especially for the domestic game against Sigma Lions on Saturday?
Yeah, I think for us, we got to understand that the fundamentals of the game are really important, and I think ball retention is important for us as well. We want to play a free-flowing game of rugby, which means that our breakdown work has to be good. We've got to be low in our body height and our ball carry so that we can't get stripped of the ball or held up, which happened on a number of occasions. So I think the fundamentals let us down a bit this evening, and we need to sort that out before we play the Sigma Lions on Saturday.
Leighton, you can go ahead.
Hi, Sean. Just in terms of any advice for some of the guys that still need to play the Lions, what can they take out of the last 2 games that they played against the Sigma Lions and then against your team? What advice would you have for them, please?
Yeah, I think it's just, Cash Van Rooyen said it after the Lions game. They just weren't used to the intensity of the game. I think, the speed of which we allowed them to get ball on attack hurt us a little bit. We weren't able to get around the corner quick enough to set ourselves early on defense. I think maybe it's not an excuse, so don't get me wrong, but I think, we haven't been playing international rugby for a while. Our last game of Super Rugby was, 15 months ago. So I think the pace of the game caught us a bit off guard, although we were expecting it. I think until you experience it, you don't often realize how quick it really is. And then obviously so that's from a defense point of view, but from an attack point of view, definitely ball retention, hold on to the ball. And when you're patient, opportunities will come, and you just got to have a look at the try that Badner Cox scored in the right-hand corner. You're able to hold on to the ball, you might get opportunities against it.
F said, followed by Nathan.
Thanks, Navashi.
You can proceed.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, do you think a big part of, I think, was there a lot of nerves in the team as well? Because you're playing quite a big side. So for a lot of the guys, was it a little bit intimidating? Did you get that feel at any time from any of the players?
Yeah, I think if you compare the 2 teams, we're a very young team. Jayden Henderson is just 20 years old. And, from a physicality point of view, I suppose they are bigger than us, but that's a game of rugby. You're never going to be able to match inside, but you've got to match the physical contact and the physical areas of the game. And I thought at times we were really good. I thought, Kerwin had a bit of a shaky start, but he got better as the game went on. But I think, when you're giving away turnover ball on the front foot and you've got everyone in the front line waiting for the ball on attack, and you give the ball away to these speedsters like the Lions have got on the edges, you're always going to be in trouble.
Sean, can you briefly share what happened before the game? When did you actually find out the game was going ahead? I mean, there was so much uncertainty before this fixture.
Yeah, we actually didn't take notice of the news because obviously we did hear that one of the staff members and a couple of the players had isolated in the British and Irish Lions team, but we just continued as per normal, as if the game was going to take place, and then we got confirmation that it would take place just after 5 o'clock, but it didn't hamper our preparations at all today.
Sean, you spoke about in the week or the game leading up, sorry, the day leading up, the high tempo and time and play. You guys did a lot of good work on attack and a lot of opportunities. Pepsi said afterwards that closing out those opportunities is a big thing. For a young side like yours, how do you kind of work on getting that right? Because all the opportunities created against an opposition like the Lions was laudable. It was really good. It was just closing them out that let you guys down.
Yeah, I think when you're playing domestic competition, you're playing against each other week in and week out. You get away with making the errors as far as individuals are concerned, and that's why I said respect for the ball is really important. So we do create opportunities, but like I said, instead of just being patient, maybe not forcing the pass or putting a kick through, just hold it for an extra phase. Because somewhere along the line, the wall can break. And I don't think that we're patient enough with the ball in hand on attack. We need to back ourselves to hold it through several phases, if not more than that, above 10 phases. When we get that right, we'll be a really good side and a dangerous team to beat.
Sean, do you think some of that impatience comes down to nerves, pressure of a big game, almost wanting, trying too hard almost?
Yeah, Ken, you can put it down to that, but at the same time, the guys sometimes, it's just a makeup of the individuals and the enthusiasm and energy that we have in the team, that we think we need to force something and hope that something happens thereafter. It's like a chip kick over the backfield. At Currie Cup level, you'll get away with it, but the British Lions with the international players, they'll have that covered. So it's about, getting the balance right of when to have a go and when not to have a go, when to force it and when not to force it. And I think tonight against a quality team like this, you've got to be patient. You've got to respect that they, will defend well and have all aspects of the field, or all areas of the field covered. So yeah, I suppose, we can say that it was the enthusiasm of youth, but I'd like to think that maybe at times it was just errors.
Hi, Sean. Sorry, I'm slightly late, but you might have been asked a similar question. If you don't mind, can I ask what do these Sharks boys learn from this experience, having gotten so close to breaking down the Lions in multiple facets? Could have gotten more than just one try tonight. Pushed them, held momentum in a lot of the phases. What do they take from this?
Yeah, we've answered that question earlier, but like I said, it's about us being patient with ball in hand. I think at times, when we put the opposition under pressure and we got them under reps, we feel we need to try something a little bit different. We need to wear them down a little bit more, have patience with ball in hand, and keep exerting pressure on opposition so that we can earn penalties, if not score tries. I think, we were caught out defensively today is just, our work rate from set piece and getting around the corner and setting defensively.
Just as a follow-up, do you think you gave them a good workout, because they defended for much of the game, and you guys put together multiple phases?
Yeah, I think, they'll know that they were in a game tonight. I spoke to some of the Lions players after the game, and they said, you guys put in one hell of a fight. So, yeah, I'm not questioning our players' work rate and effort and physicality that they put into the game. I suppose, that's a learning, the errors that they made, they'll learn from. But at the same time, you know, I've got to commend them on the fight that they put up for 80 minutes.
Any further questions?
Sean, if I may, a word on Jayden Henderson once more, who's really developing as a nuisance in chief. Doesn't let the opposition nine settle, doesn't let the defenses settle. You even saw him in the wide channels on defense. You saw him fielding high kicks as well, I think inside your 22. Really, really stepping up in class. Just a word on him.
Yeah, Jayden Henderson is getting better week in and week out. Like I said during the week in the pre-match presser, that you know he's a guy that has got a high work rate. He's strong in all aspects of his game. He's kicking, his defense, and like you said, his high ball. I think what we can work on is to give him, you know, a lot quicker ball at the base of the breakdown. I think at times, you know, we slow him down because he's actually dangerous around the fringes as well. So we're very happy where he is. He's certainly going to be an international player one day. It's just a matter of how long it will take.
Hi, Coach. It's Morgan. I just want to ask about, is there any frustrations about some of the decisions that were made during the match? You had Vandercock, he got that there. I thought it was a very harsh yellow card. And then Itoji goes and knocks on the ball while the guys are on attack and only gets a word or two and a penalty against them. And the Lions also generally seem to be pushing the boundaries of the offside line. Was there any concern regarding that?
Yeah, you know, when you get beaten by 50 points, you can't, you know, point fingers at the refereeing and the officiating in the game. But we'll go and have a look at it and we'll try and help the fish. If we feel that there's issues, we'll chat to Yaku. He's always very approachable, and we'll try and get positives out of it from both sides. You know, we work closely with the referees. We try and help them, and they certainly help us. So, yeah, there's no finger pointing when you lose by 54 points to 7.
Any further questions? Thank you very much, Sean, for your time. Thank you, guys, for your time.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yes, Sean.
Bye.